The screams in the dark, the forest was quiet at first. Too quiet. Tall, dark trees stood like giants under a cold sky. Their branches blocked most of the light. Strange sounds echoed far away. Low growls, broken leaves, and the distant scream of something dying. Under a broken metal pod, a little alien girl tried not to cry. Her name was Zari. She had purple skin, small horns, and big yellow eyes. Her tiny hands were shaking as she hugged her knees. Blood ran down her arm. Not hers, her mother's. Her mother was gone now. So were the others. Zari had been left behind. When the monster came, everyone ran. Someone pushed her into the forest. Someone said, "Hide." Then the sky lit up with fire and noise. She heard her mother scream. Then nothing. For 2 days, Zari hid. No food, no water, just fear. The monster had teeth as long as her arm. It walked on 4 legs and roared like thunder. She saw it once. It smelled the air. It looked around the pod, but didn't see her. Tonight, it came back. Zari heard the heavy steps first, then the growl. She covered her mouth with both hands. Don't cry. Don't move. Something sniffed near. The pod. Closer. Closer. A long claw scraped the metal. Zari closed her eyes. Her heart beat so loud she thought it might hear her. She was sure this was the end. The monster leaned down. Bang. A loud sound exploded through the air. The monster shrieked and backed away. A second blast hit its shoulder. It ran into the trees, growling in pain. Zari didn't move. She didn't understand. Was this another kind of monster? Then she heard steps. Slow. Heavy. Something came close and crouched beside the pod. A voice spoke softly. "You okay, kid?" She opened her eyes. A tall figure knelt beside her. Armor covered his body. A scar crossed his face. He had no horns, no tail, no color like hers. His skin was light, his eyes calm. And he was human. He held something in his hand, a small light. He pointed it away from her eyes. Not to scare her, not to blind her. Zari froze. The human didn't touch her. He put the light on the ground and slowly took off his helmet. He smiled, but not too much. "My name's Cole," he said. "I'm not here to hurt you." She didn't understand his words, but his voice was gentle. Not like the monsters, not like the soldiers who screamed and ran. He opened a small pack and pulled out something wrapped in cloth. It smelled good. Food. Zari's stomach growled. Cole placed the food between them, then backed away. He sat down, showing he wouldn't hurt her. He drank from a bottle and offered her some. He didn't speak again. Just waited. After many minutes, Zari moved. Slowly. She reached for the food, grabbed it fast like it might disappear. She ate. It was soft, warm. Her eyes watered, not because of fear, but because of kindness. Cole nodded and smiled again. Night fell. The human made a fire. He used strange tools. He made a small shelter with his jacket. He gave her a dry cloth to wipe her face. He even fixed the cut on her arm with a small patch. Zari didn't speak, not yet. But she stayed close. The forest stayed loud. Roars, howls, distant cries. But the fire made it feel safer. The man with the calm voice made her feel safer. Zari tried to stay awake, but her body gave up. Her head fell against his side. She didn't mean to. She just wanted to rest for a second. Cole didn't move. He just watched the dark woods. His gun was in his lap. His other hand gently covered the little alien girl's shoulder. And somewhere deep in the dark, the monsters watched and waited. But tonight Zari was not alone. The man from Earth. The fire burned low. Night held the forest tight in its cold, black arms. Above the trees, stars blinked like tiny eyes, watching everything from far away. Cole sat still. His gun rested, across his knees. His ears stayed open for every snap, rustle, and howl. He didn't sleep. He couldn't. Not with that little girl beside him, Zari. She was curled up in his coat, holding a small blanket of soft silver cloth he gave her. She didn't cry anymore, but her sleep was broken. She twitched sometimes, like the monsters still, chased her in dreams. Cole looked at her, then at the forest. He sighed. "You've been through hell, haven't you?" he whispered. "And now I guess, yeah, we both have." His hand reached into his pack. He pulled out a photo. Faded, scratched. A human woman and a small boy. Both smiling. Both gone now. He folded the photo and put it back. Then something snapped. Not. Farda. Cole turned, body tight, finger near the trigger. Silence. He stood and scanned the trees, then another sound like claws dragging against stone. Not an animal. Not one of the wild things. This was something different. He stepped in front of Zari, aimed into the trees. "Come on," he muttered. "Show yourself." Nothing. He waited. 5 minutes. 10. Then, movement. A shadow slipped between the trunks. Tall, thin, glowing red eyes. Cole narrowed his eyes. "Not tonight," he said. He didn't shoot. Not yet. Morning came cold and wet. Zari woke up slowly. Her yellow eyes opened wide at the sight of the glowing fire, and the human still sitting beside her. Cole handed her a warm bar of food and water. She took it without fear now. Then he crouched and spoke, slowly pointing. "We need to move," he said, pointing into the trees. "Bad things coming?" Zari didn't understand the words, but she saw the fear in his eyes. She nodded. He smiled. Smart girl. Her legs still hurt. She limped. So Cole lifted her gently onto a stretcher he made from old parts and ropes. "Hold on tight." He walked through the forest, slow but steady. Every sound made them stop. Every bird call made him reach for his weapon. But they kept going. Hours passed. Then the trees opened up to a small clearing. Metal ruins lay in the grass. An old human dropship, broken and burned. Vines grew through the cracks. Cole looked around. "We stay here, just for the night." He searched the wreckage, found batteries, tools, a tiny radio. Hope. He tried to make it work. Zari walked slowly through the ruins. Inside the ship, she found something strange. A torn human book. Pictures of animals, stars, children holding hands. She stared at the drawings. A tiny smile touched her lips. That night, as Cole fixed wires and tried to send a signal, Zari drew in the dirt with a stick. A figure with horns. A tall man beside her. Fire. Monsters. Then light. Cole watched. "Is that us?" he asked. She looked at him and nodded. He laughed quietly. "You're better at telling stories than I am." Then, a high-pitched sound buzzed from the radio. Cole jumped. "Come on, come on." He turned knobs, spoke fast. "This is Cole Grant, survivor from Battalion 9, stranded on Gamma Sector. 2 life signs. 1 child. Repeat. 2 life signs. Requesting extraction." But static answered. Zari tilted her head. She heard something, a soft thud. Then, again. Closer. Cole froze. He turned off the radio. His hand went to the gun. Zari pointed, behind the trees. Movement. A pair of red eyes blinked. Then another. And another. Cole backed toward Zari. "Go inside," he whispered. She obeyed. 3 shadows stepped out from the trees. Tall. Twisted. Part flesh, part metal. They weren't wild beasts. They were something else. Part soldier, part monster. Cole raised his gun. Not today. The battle was fast. Brutal. One creature lunged. Cole fired. It dropped. The second grabbed his shoulder. Zari screamed. Cole smashed its head with a metal rod. Blood sprayed the ground. The third beast circled. Smarter, waiting. Zari crawled from the ship. She picked up a metal shard. Her hands shook. "No!" Cole shouted. "Stay back!" But the creature charged her. Zari screamed, not in fear, but rage. The shard in her hand glowed. A blast of light shot from her body. The creature flew back, burning. Cole stared in shock. Zari fell to her knees. Her eyes glowed white for a second, then faded. She passed out. Cole ran to her, held her close. "What are you?" He looked up, in the dark, far away. Something red flashed. In the sky, someone, or something, had seen what just happened, and it was coming. The path through the teeth Cole carried Zari in his arms. Her skin was cold, her breathing shallow. Her small body, once glowing with strange power, now felt weak like paper. Whatever energy she used in the last attack, draining a creature like that, had taken its toll. The ruined ship was no longer safe, not with red eyes in the woods, not with the sky flashing red, calling other monsters. Cole looked up. The sky was turning green. Storm coming, not a normal one. A storm made by war. Cole had seen it before. He tightened his grip on the little girl and walked into the forest again. They moved through thick jungle, down narrow paths filled with old bones and twisted roots. Birds with no eyes watched from high trees. Insects as big as shoes crawled over fallen logs. Cole didn't flinch. He had one job now. Keep Zari alive, and if possible, find a way off this cursed world. He stopped only once, to lay her down, make her drink some water, and feed her soft food. She woke briefly, her eyes confused and distant, but when she saw Cole, she reached for his hand. He squeezed back. "We're okay, I've got you." Zari whispered something in her language. Cole didn't understand, but he understood the look in her eyes. She trusted him now. After 2 more hours, the forest began to change. The trees became crooked and twisted like broken metal. Black vines moved like snakes in slow wind. Ahead, a stone ridge stood like a wall. Its base was a narrow tunnel, the only path forward. Cole crouched, examined the entrance. "Damn," he muttered. "This place. It's a death trap." A deep growl echoed from inside. He didn't have a choice. The tunnel was called the Teeth. Long ago, human scouts gave it that name. Not because of the rocks, but because anything that went in rarely came out. Cole remembered that from the old reports. He went in anyway. Inside, the air was thick, humid. It stank of blood and wet stone. The ground was covered in bones, some fresh, some ancient. Zari stirred in his arms. Her eyes opened wide. "Shh," Cole whispered. They weren't alone. Above them, along the walls, small red lights blinked. Not electronic. Eyes, hundreds of them dying. Cole kept his back to the wall and walked slowly. Each step made a crunch. He didn't speak. He didn't breathe too loud. And then, a whisper. Not words. Just sounds. Like wind. Or voices trying to remember how to speak. Zari grabbed Cole's jacket, he whispered, almost out, but he was lying. They weren't even halfway through. Suddenly, a screech tore through the tunnel. Cole ducked and rolled behind a rock. A long, snake-like creature dropped from above. Sharp teeth, 6 eyes, claws that scraped the stone. Cole laid Zari gently down and pulled out his blade. The creature hissed, then charged. Cole didn't shoot. Too loud. He fought it with steel and fire from a flare gun. The light burned its skin. It screeched again and fled into the dark. But more were coming. Zari, though weak, stood up. She pointed toward a side tunnel, small and hidden. Cole followed her lead. They squeezed through, barely escaping as another beast pounced where they had just stood. The side tunnel led to light. Cole broke through thorny vines and fell out into a rocky valley, wide cliffs, gray skies, dead trees, but better than the tunnel. He turned. Zari fell to her knees again. Her hand clutched her head. Her body shook. Cole checked her. Her skin glowed faintly, veins lit up blue. Not again, he whispered. Her power was activating, but it was unstable. From the cliffs above, someone watched. A figure in armor. Not human. Not monster. Something in between. Half machine. Half alien. A hunter. He raised a scanner. It locked onto Zari's signal. He smiled under his mask. Target found. Cole built a fire near the rocks. He found herbs nearby, crushed them, made a simple paste for Zari's wounds. She was breathing better. Her eyes brighter. But she said, nothing. Just sat and looked at him. Cole smiled. We're still alive, that's a win. But the ground shook. He turned. The hunter dropped down, silent and fast. Cole raised his gun, fired. 3 shots. The hunter dodged, moved like smoke. A blade cut through Cole's arm. He shouted, rolled back. Zari screamed. The hunter grabbed her. Cole aimed and fired one last shot, hit the creature's leg. Zari bit its hand. Cole tackled it. Both men fell hard. Zari raised her hand. A shockwave exploded from her palm. The hunter flew back, hit the rocks, and vanished down a ravine. Zari collapsed again. Cole crawled to her, held her tight. He was bleeding, shaking. But she was alive, and somewhere out there, someone knew. She was no longer hidden. A voice in the storm thunder rumbled in the sky. Dark clouds rolled over the cliffs like black waves, eating the light. Cold wind swept through the valley. The trees bent. The rocks trembled. Rain had not started yet. But it would come, and it would come hard. Cole looked up. His face was pale, and blood ran from the deep cut in his arm. Pain blurred his vision, but he kept his eyes on Zari. She lay beside him, still breathing, her body glowing faintly with blue light. "Stay with me, kid," Cole whispered. "You're stronger than all of this." Zari didn't answer. Her hands were cold. Cole ripped off part of his sleeve and tied it around his arm. He stood slowly, lifting her again. He had no time to rest. That thing from before, the hunter, wasn't dead. It would be back. They needed shelter. And they needed it. Now Cole climbed the side of the cliff, holding Zari close. Sharp rocks cut into his hands, but he didn't stop. At the top, the wind nearly knocked him over. From there, he saw a strange shape in the distance. It looked like a building, partly broken, partly buried in the earth, made from steel and stone. An old comm station from the war, maybe. It was far, but not too far. He moved toward it, step by step. The storm chased him. The first raindrop hit his face like ice. Then another. Then many. Soon, the sky roared. Lightning split the clouds. Rain fell like knives. Cole ran, sliding down muddy paths, crashing through bushes, holding Zari tight. He reached the building just as the full storm exploded around them. He kicked open the door. Inside, darkness, broken walls, old machines, dust, the smell of rust and death. Cole laid Zari on a dry patch of floor. He lit a small flare. Soft red light filled the space. "We made it," he said, breathing hard. "Kind of." He looked around. This place had power once. Maybe it still did. He found a control panel, wires torn, screens dead. But the frame was intact. Cole worked quickly, hands shaking. He connected parts, opened a battery pack from his own gear. Sparks flew, lights blinked, the screen lit up, words appeared. Limited connection. Cole smiled. "Just give me 1 bar. 1 voice." While the system warmed up, Cole checked on Zari. She stirred. Her eyes opened slowly. Her voice was weak. "Where?" Cole smiled. "Safe. For now." She blinked at the red light. "You came back." "Always," he said. Suddenly the screen beeped. Incoming transmission. Cole rushed over. "This is Cole Grant," he said. "Human survivor. 1 child with me. Please respond. We need help. Urgent." Static answered him. Then, a voice. "Repeat. Survivor located. Transmission weak." Identify, Cole shouted. This is Cole Grant, stranded in Gamma Sector. Signal Station 94. Child is alien. She's important. Then static again. Help is coming. Hold position. Extraction. In 36 hours. Then silence. Cole stared at the screen. Help was real, but it was still far. And 36 hours was a long time in hell. Thunder cracked overhead. Zari sat up slowly. Her face was pale. Her body glowed again, this time brighter. Cole looked at her and frowned. You okay? She didn't answer. Instead, she pointed at the door. Cole turned. A figure stood in the entrance. Not the hunter from before. This one wore armor, clean, shiny, black with silver symbols. 3 more stepped in behind him, eyes hidden behind dark helmets. They had weapons. Cole raised his gun. Don't. One stepped forward. Remove the helmet. She was not human. Sharp features, blue skin, golden eyes. She looked at Zari and her face changed. Subject Alpha located, she said coldly. You will hand her over. Cole stepped in front of Zari. Not a chance. The alien woman narrowed her eyes. She is unstable. She was designed to destroy. We made her, soldier. We know what she is, Zari whispered. Don't let them take me. Cole gripped his weapon. You'll have to kill me first. The alien raised her hand. The other soldiers aimed. 10 seconds of silence. Then, Zari screamed. Light exploded from her body. The entire room shook. Machines blew apart. Fire danced on the walls. Cole was thrown back. The soldiers hit the ground. Zari floated, in the air, glowing like a star. Then it stopped. She fell. Cole caught her. The soldiers were unconscious. The leader's mask was cracked. She looked at Zari with wide eyes. Not with hatred, but fear. Cole stared her down. She's not your weapon anymore. He dragged Zari back to the comms console. The message on screen blinked again. Rescue, en route. Prepare for pickup. Outside in the storm, far beyond the valley, hundreds of red lights lit up. The real monsters were coming. And they weren't just beasts. They were the ones who created her. The power inside the storm had passed. Clouds thinned and moonlight spilled across the broken comm station like a quiet blessing. But inside, all was still chaos. Wires sparked. Ash floated in the air. Walls were cracked. Metal glowed red where Zari's power had struck. Cole sat on the floor back against a wall, blood still drying on his face. Zari lay in his lap. Her body glowed softly. Not like fire, not like light, more like something ancient and awake. Her breath was slow. Cole touched her forehead gently. You did it, he whispered. You stopped them. He looked around. The alien soldiers were still down, alive but not moving. He didn't know how long they'd stay that way. Hours passed. Zari opened her eyes. Cole smiled. Hey. She blinked slowly, then looked around the room. I hurt them, she whispered. Again. Cole nodded. Yes, but you also protected us. She looked at her hands. I don't want to be a weapon. He gently lifted her hand. You're not. Zari shook her head. They made me for war. I can feel it inside me, like a fire, with no off switch. Cole looked her in the eyes. Then maybe it's time we learn how to control that fire. Outside, across the hills, engines hummed. Metal feet marched. The real danger was coming now. The creators, not monsters, not animals. Scientists, builders of destruction. They had made Zari in a secret lab hidden, deep under the forest moons. Made her using stolen tech, forbidden energy, and mixed alien DNA. She was one of many experiments, but she was the only one who survived. She escaped. And now, they wanted her back. Cole set up traps around the station. Small charges, tripwires. He didn't have much, but he had enough to slow them down. He taught Zari how to use his sidearm, how to duck, how to hide, how to breathe. They trained together. They talked more. She asked about Earth. He told her stories, Oceans, snow, ice cream, stars you could wish on. She asked if she could ever see it. He said, "When we get out of here, I'll take you myself." But the night didn't last long. The sound of marching broke the still air. Hundreds. Machines. Cole stood on the roof of the station, rifle in hand, Zari beside him, eyes glowing again, but calmer this time. The hill below filled with light. Figures appeared, not just soldiers, scientists, drones, heavy walkers. And at the front, a tall woman in gold armor, eyes sharp, face cold, the one who made Zari. Her name was Dr. Shen Karox, a hybrid herself, half human, half alien. Mind sharper than steel, she stepped forward and spoke through a loudspeaker. "Subject Alpha, surrender. Your power belongs to us. Come now, and no harm will come to the human." Cole laughed darkly. "Liar." Zari stepped forward beside him. "I'm not your subject." Karox tilted her head. "You don't even know what you are," Zari shouted back. "I know enough. I'm alive. I'm me. And you don't get to control me anymore." Karox raised her hand. The ground shook. Giant machines began to move forward. Cole pulled Zari back. "It's time." Zari looked into his eyes. "If I lose control again..." "You won't," Cole said. "Not this time. I believe in you." She nodded. The battle began. The sky lit up with lasers. Cole fought like a man with nothing to lose. He moved between broken walls, his rifle singing with every shot. But he wasn't alone. Zari moved with him, glowing, fast, strong. Her power didn't explode wildly this time. It flowed. Like light guided by will, she crushed machines, she shielded Cole. She flew into the sky, ripping apart drones mid-air. The soldiers couldn't stop her, not anymore. But then, Karox activated a hidden device, a shockwave. Zari screamed and dropped from the sky. Cole ran to her, pulled her into cover. She shook, her body dimming. "They're trying to shut me down," she said. Like before, Karox walked through the smoke, calm, untouched. She raised a hand. "Enough." Zari stood, barely. Cole stepped in front of her. "She's not yours." Karox smiled cruelly. "She was never yours either." Zari pushed Cole aside, stood on her own, and said loud and clear, "Maybe no one made me for love, but someone taught me what it is." She closed her eyes. The power rose, but this time, it didn't burst. It formed around her, a sphere of light. Then, she flew, straight at Karox. The explosion lit up the sky. When the dust settled, Karox was gone. Her army scattered and Zari floated back to the ground. She fell into Cole's arms. He laughed, tears in his eyes. "You did it." Zari looked up, weak but smiling. "You helped me believe." The comm station blinked, rescue ship arriving. 5 minutes. Cole looked at the sky. They had survived, but now Zari had a future, not as a weapon, but as someone free. The battle for the lost. The wind howled across the valley. Ashes blew through the air like snow. The ground was broken, scarred with fire, blackened by smoke. Machines lay in pieces, steel twisted like bones. The comm station stood half ruined but still standing. Zari knelt on the roof, breathing hard, her skin dimmed, her energy fading. Cole stood behind her, eyes on the horizon. "You did it," he said softly. "You stopped them." But Zari didn't smile. She looked far away, at the sky. "No," she whispered. "They're not all gone." Cole followed her gaze. A shadow moved through the clouds. Big. Fast. A command ship. Dark, silent, shaped like a claw. It floated down without a sound. Cole raised his rifle. "What now?" Zari stood slowly, her voice steady. "Now we face the ones who never fight with weapons." The command ship landed near the edge of the valley. Giant doors opened. A group stepped out. Not soldiers, not even machines. The architects. They were the oldest ones. the ones who made Zari. They didn't believe in war. They built tools for it. Minds like ice. Hearts like stone. Their leader was tall, skin white as snow. No face. Only a mask of glass with stars inside. He walked like a god. Quiet, graceful, deadly. Cole stepped forward. "What do you want?" The masked one answered with a voice that echoed without sound. "We want what belongs to us, the child, the weapon, the project." Zari stepped beside Cole. "I belong to no one." The masked figure tilted his head. "You are made, not born. You are code, energy, design. You are not real." Zari's eyes lit with fire. "I bleed, I cry, I care. That makes me more real than you." The masked one lifted a hand. The ground split open. From below rose the forgotten, not beasts, not soldiers, but failed experiments. Others like Zari, but broken, half complete. Their bodies twisted, their minds lost. Zari gasped. "They were like me." Cole aimed his rifle. "We'll hold them off." But Zari shook her head. "They don't need killing. They need saving." The attack began. The lost ones charged, howling. In pain, Cole fired warning shots, tried to scare them back. Zari ran into the middle of the battle, arms raised. She didn't fight them. She spoke. Not with words, but with her heart. She sent out waves of light. Soft, gentle, warm. Memories. The time she laughed with Cole. The time she first tasted food. The night she listened to earth music by the fire. The faces of those who showed her kindness. The lost ones slowed. Their eyes flickered. One dropped its blade. Another fell to its knees. The masked leader hissed. "Traitor." He raised both arms. From the ship, a final weapon rose. A null cannon designed to erase energy, to erase people like Zari. Cole screamed. "Zari, run!" She stood still and smiled. Not this time. She flew high into the sky, her light blinding, now pure, golden. The cannon fired. But it didn't touch her. Her power consumed it, turned it into dust. Then she flew through the command ship, right through it. It exploded like a dying star. The architects were gone. The battle was over. Zari fell from the sky. Cole caught her in his arms. Her body was still. He cried out, "No, no, stay with me." She opened her eyes. "Did we win?" Cole laughed through tears. "We did more than win. We changed everything." Zari looked around. The lost ones now stood silent, calm, their eyes clearer. One by one they knelt. Not in fear, but in respect. The rescue ship arrived. Its engines lit up the sky. Soldiers came down. Human soldiers. Kind ones. Cole carried Zari to the ship. They looked back at the valley, broken but peaceful. "What happens now?" Zari asked. Cole smiled. "We go home." "Where's home?" He looked at her gently. "Anywhere we're together." As the ship lifted off, Zari watched the planet grow smaller. She held Cole's hand. And for the first time in her life, she felt safe, she felt wanted, she felt free. A new beginning. The stars stretched wide and endless. The rescue ship moved through the silence of space like a dream. Slow, strong, and safe. Behind it, the planet where it all began looked small, lost among the stars. Fire still burned across its surface, but no more battles would be fought there. Inside the ship, everything was quiet. Zari sat near a wide window, her small hands pressed to the glass. Her yellow eyes reflected the stars. She had never seen so many. Cole sat across from her, bandages on his arms, a quiet smile on his face. His rifle was finally locked away. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't fighting. "How you feeling?" he asked softly. Zari looked at him. "Like I'm still flying." Cole chuckled. "You kind of were." She grew serious. "Will the others be okay? The broken ones?" "The medics are helping them," Cole said. Some may never speak again. Some may never remember, but they're safe now. Thanks to you. Zari lowered her eyes. I didn't save them all. You saved more than anyone ever did. Later, a doctor scanned Zari in the medical room. Her energy's stabilizing, the woman said. Whatever she used to be, she's something new now. Not just a weapon, not just code. Zari tilted her head. Then what am I? Cole stood beside her and answered, You're someone. The doctor smiled. She's becoming human. Zari blinked. But I'm not like you. Being human isn't about skin or blood, Cole said. It's about choice. And you chose to protect, even when you were scared. That's more human than most people ever get. Zari smiled for real. Not small, not shy, but wide. 3 days later, they arrived at the Earth colony station above Mars. Bright lights, clean air, warm faces. Zari held Cole's hand tightly as they stepped off the ship. Hundreds watched. No one said anything for a moment. Then, they clapped. Zari stepped back, afraid, but Cole nodded. It's okay. They're cheering for you. A soldier walked up and saluted. We heard everything. The uplink was patched into command. What you both did, it saved lives. You stopped something far bigger than we knew. Cole just said, she's the hero, not me. A week passed. Zari had a room of her own. A bed. Real food. Books. Toys. She didn't understand most of it, but she tried everything. One night she asked Cole, What's that? Pointing to the stars outside her window. That's Earth. He said, Where I was born? She nodded. Can I go there? He smiled. You will. One morning, Cole stood before a group of council members, military leaders, scientists. They had questions about the architects, about Zari's powers, about what happened. They wanted to test her, study her. Cole stood tall. She's not a subject. She's a child. She's with me now. Are you adopting her? One asked. Cole didn't blink. I already did. Zari and Cole moved to a small cabin at the edge of the colony. Quiet. Clean. Safe. Zari painted the walls. She used colors from her memories. Blue like the fire. Red like the sunsets on the battlefield. Gold like the light inside her. Cole made her favorite meal every night. Zari made him laugh every day. They weren't perfect, but they were together. One night, Zari woke up crying. A dream. Monsters. Darkness. Being left behind. Cole rushed in, knelt, beside her. It's okay, he said. You're safe. Zari sobbed. You won't leave. He held her close. Never. You saved me too, you know. I did. I lost everything before I met you. I had no purpose, no hope. You gave that back. Zari looked up. We saved each other? Yeah, Cole whispered. We did. Months later, at the edge of the colony, a statue was raised, not of a soldier, not of a leader, but of a little girl, her eyes to the stars, one hand reaching out, one foot stepping forward. The plaque read, She was built for war, but chose love, the one who changed everything. And beside her, a tall man, his hand in hers. They say the galaxy still whispers about the girl of light and the man of earth. They say some monsters still hide in the dark corners of space, but when they do, they remember her, and they run.